Welcome to this special edition of the HyperFast Show. I'm Keri Shull, and today I'm going to be pulling back the curtain and showing you inside how we've trained hundreds of our buyer's agents to close thousands of real estate transactions successfully and billions, that's right, with a B, of dollars of sales volume. Make sure you watch the entire 9-part series. Guys, I want to put money in your pocket and change your lives. So let's get started with part 3, presenting the value in the buyer process. Let's go. So Kat, now we're going to jump into going through the process, and I'm just going to walk you through on here. So the first step today is choosing me as your agent and getting qualified. And you've already taken that step and you're already qualified by Bank of America, so that's great. Then we're going to find and view properties, and that part's fun. We're going to start that today, and then we're going to identify a couple of properties that you want to go see. Okay. And for you at first, it's probably about getting comfortable with the buildings and knowing, oh my gosh, I can see myself swimming in this pool with my friends. Like, this is going to be amazing and I'm going to love it. And because the market's moving so fast, I love to have you get comfortable with the buildings that you like first, and then we know what we're looking for and we have a plan.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Then we're going to select your home and we're going to craft the winning offer. So have you talked to anyone else who's purchased a home recently?
No, none of my friends have purchased homes recently. They all bought within like 2 years ago, but they've all told me, you should buy now. It's only going to get crazier. So that was also a big motivator for me.
Yeah, that's really good advice because there's a lot of factors, right? But there's a shortage of housing in this market.
Yeah.
So you want to know the bad news or the good news?
Bad news and then good news.
Okay. The bad news is there's going to be competition. Okay. We're looking to buy the house unless it would be very unusual right now to have no one else interested. Yeah. Okay. So as long as our expectations are, wow, the market's hot, we're going to go in and other people are going to be looking at the same time, and likely we're going to be competing when we write our offer.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's only bad news because it makes a little pressure and people don't like pressure. But the good news is when we win that home, there's going to be 10 buyers right behind you that are going to learn, oh gosh, I need to compete more on the next offer. And that's causing the market to continue to increase. Mm-hmm. And that's going to create equity in your property, right? Yeah. So it's a wonderful time to buy. Some people are going to tell you, oh, because it's competitive, you shouldn't buy. Well, because it's competitive, it's going to keep driving the prices up. So I actually think it's wonderful, and it should make you feel more confident that you're making a wise investment. I'm going to help you navigate the decisions that you need to make. There's about 12 different decisions, and they're simple. Okay. They're simple. We're going to walk through each one so you feel really confident that you know what to expect when we do find that perfect condo. Okay. And then we have a housewarming party after you close because we think it's important for you to get to know your neighbors, and it's fun to have a connection with people in the building.
I love that.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. Ensuring financial readiness. So you're already pre-approved. Now you're pre-approved with Bank of America. So I'd like to talk about that. Bank of America is a fantastic bank. I've banked with them in the past. They're wonderful. The problem is they're corporate. Okay. I want you to have a guy. You know, if you want to have something done and you want to be able to call your person and get instant access to that person, if it's a large organization, a lot of times they close at 5. Okay. They don't have the same urgency because you're one of many people that they're working with. So with our team, we recommend a preferred partner that we trust. And that person, if we call them at 10 o'clock at night, we give them so much business, they're going to answer the phone and say, oh my gosh, you found the perfect condo, Kat? No problem. Let me get you a letter, because we want to present a letter that is specific to the certain condo that we're going to buy. So the seller feels good about the process. So my recommendation is that we actually take a quick moment and call one of our preferred lenders. His name is Thad, and he's going to help us because what he is going to explain to us is not just what you're qualified for, but actually what your monthly payment breakdown will look like.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't know what that would be.
Yeah, and I want you to have confidence that you're going to be able to afford the property before we go looking at homes and then you're not sure about the monthly payment.
Yeah.
We'll actually look at your budget and make sure that the payment fits into what you're comfortable with on a monthly basis. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to pause for a moment. This is very important to me. If you let the client decide and they go with Bank of America or they go with a large bank where there is a lot of corporate red tape, you are not going to be competitive in the market. You are not. So you have to take that client and whatever their concern is or whatever, she just went with Bank of America on a whim because she was in there. She doesn't have a real commitment to them. You have to help the client see how it benefits them to go with someone that you as the agent trust. And if you're new to this and you don't have a partner that you trust yet, you need to call some of the biggest teams in the area and say, who's the lender that you do a lot of business with that you trust? Look at who's doing a lot of business that's small and local in your area. So for us, we pick a local lender. We have a lot of control. If she pushed back, I would push back on her until she agreed to have a conversation, because I could also tell her, listen, I likely can get you a lower interest rate because we're doing so much business and my job is to protect you. And so I would go really hard on this until she says yes, she's open to a conversation. Then I would call the lender, and the conversation you have with the lender is very simple. You're just walking through all of the summary of the debt and the assets that you've already gathered. So this should not take more than 5 minutes in your meeting. You're gonna call the lender and you're gonna say, I'm gonna role play it real quick because I think it's so important, okay? Now, one tip, you want to tell the lender, they always give the qualification before they give the monthly payment comfort breakdown. Why? Well, it's important for Kat to understand what she's actually qualified for. And Bank of America, Wells Fargo, a lot of those big banks are notorious for qualifying someone way under what they're actually qualified for. So she may come to the meeting thinking she only qualifies for $450, and in fact, she's qualified for $600, right? So here's the conversation you would have with Thad. Ring, ring, ring. Hi, Thad. I just wanted to take a quick moment. I'm here with Kat.
Hi.
She is one of my clients, and she's looking to buy in the Arlington area. Her income is $120,000. She has a total down payment of $60,000. $30,000 of that down payment is a gift from her family. And you were planning on putting down the whole 60, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. She has about $15,000 in her 401k, but isn't planning on using that towards the purchase. She has a car payment of $500. And all of her student loans, credit cards, everything has been paid off, so she's in an excellent financial position. So he would acknowledge that, right? And then he's just going to explain to us, based on those facts, what she qualifies for and what that means in her monthly payment. Now, you cannot do the reality check, which is the next step in the process, correctly without understanding the monthly payment. So having a lender that you can call in this meeting is very important. Otherwise, you're jumping into the reality check and you're guessing, okay? So let's just imagine that Thad's feedback was that she's qualified up to $550,000 if she does. This is going to get complicated for a moment, but I think it's important because the market's changing. Some of you have not used an ARM for a long time. So she's qualified on a 30-year at $550,000. But you as the agent need to say, first-time home buyer. Kat, let me ask you, how long are you planning on living in this condo?
I mean, I can see myself living there, 3 to 5 years, but I think the minute that I have a relationship with someone and things start to get more serious, I don't think I would be comfortable living in a one-bedroom. Like, I know myself and I'll want my space, and if I have kids someday, I really see myself living there only 3 to 5 years, but I'd want to keep the property as an investment.
Okay. You can't share that vanity. I mean, if someone got half, then where would all of your tools and your makeup go?
No. Dreading that moment.
So when you say you're planning to keep it as an investment, are you planning to save money so that you have a down payment outside of this home to put towards your next property?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Because I do think there will always be equity within this condo because of how hot the market is and how hot the area is.
Okay, so your vision is to keep it. All right, so that's important. If she said her vision was to sell it, I would talk to her about an ARM. Now, her saying her vision is to keep it, I'm still going to talk to her about the ARM and listen to how I do that. Okay. The reason that I ask, Kat, is that some of my clients decide to do what's called an adjustable rate mortgage. If they're only planning to live in the property for 5 years and they know they're going to have equity, their goal is to take some of that equity to help them qualify for the next home that's bigger to put money down.
Okay.
Right? So if you were going to consider that, it could increase your current buying power and bring down your monthly payment. When I run the numbers for most of my clients, it's about, in your price range, a $300 difference a month in the payment.
Okay.
If you decided to use an adjustable rate mortgage, you could lock it in for 5 years, but then it would adjust based on the market after that and the index that it's tied to. So is that something you want to consider, or would you rather pay more every month now because you think you want to keep it and keep the same loan with the same terms?
I mean, I only wanted to keep it because I thought that was like the right thing to do with Amazon being in the area. So I'm not necessarily married to that idea. That was just my initial vision.
Okay. Well, why don't we do this? When we're running the numbers with Dad, why don't we look at both options?
Okay.
And then as we're looking at homes, we'll be able to talk about what's the right decision for you.
Okay. That sounds good.
Okay. So this is very important, guys, because it could swing what she qualifies for if all of a sudden we're in a situation where she falls in love with the building, and then the unit that comes on the market, because she also wants more square footage, that unit might be $550 to $600 in the location that she wants. She can actually afford that if she does an ARM. So that's something we'll want to just file away and then use the reality check with that in mind.
I hope you are getting so much out of this training, and today I'm going to make you a special offer since you're a podcast listener. If you would like to get access to all of our courses that have helped our team sell billions of dollars of real estate, and you want to be part of our inner circle where you get access to ask us questions and learn a lot about scaling your real estate business to set you up for success, we're going to let you join today for just $1. So you're going to get the 1-week membership for just $1 to try out learning from all of our courses and joining our inner circle. If you're interested in joining our inner circle, go to hyperfasttrial.com.
Okay. So we've talked to Thad, and one of the great things is he was able to help us understand your monthly payment and the ARM option versus the 30-year, and so we kind of have flexibility with the price range, and as we're doing our reality check analysis, we can see what fits into your vision for the future and your current financial situation. Okay? Now, what to expect financially. You're already ahead of the curve because you've talked to Bank of America, you've had these conversations, but I'll just go through this quickly with you. So the purchase price is based on the qualifications and selections like we discussed. The down payment is approximately 3%. Depending on the program that you pick. So some people put cash, some people do 3%. You have enough money that we'll be able to look at the condo that you like and then determine how much of it we want to put towards the closing costs, how much we want to put towards the down payment, okay? A home inspection, if we decide to have one, is between $350 and $700. The termite inspection, it's only a first floor condo where you would do a termite inspection, and since your parents are really set on second floor above, that's not going to pertain to you. The appraisal is something that's charged by the lender.
Okay.
Are you familiar with what an appraisal is?
It's to understand like the home value, right?
Yes, it's how the lender evaluates the home value. So you'll pay that. That can be paid by credit card in advance of you getting your loan.
Okay.
The closing costs are around 2.5% to 3%. They include taxes, title, and any loan origination fees.
Okay.
The administrative fee is $495, and then our fee is 3%. And the great news is the seller almost always pays that.
Okay.
Any questions about financially what to expect?
I think I'm having a hard time understanding the EMD versus the down payment. So like how much money should I put down for my down payment versus EMD if I have like 60,000?
Sure. So the earnest money deposit is what you put down to show the seller that you're serious and you're committed to the purchase.
Okay.
And it's a sneaky little tool right now. Because
Okay.
some of the buyers have not positioned themselves financially the way that you have, and they don't have the same amount of cash that you do. So if they're putting down 3% and you have $60,000 and both of you write an offer, let's say all the other terms are the same, but you say, I'm going to put down $60,000 to give you confidence that I'm going to buy the home for the earnest money deposit. And that's held in escrow at the title company and used towards your down payment, your closing costs, and any additional money. Let's say you put the whole 60 and we end up deciding you only need 45,000.
Okay.
The 15,000 would be given back to you at settlement.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So it's a really great tool when someone has positioned themselves financially like you have to show the seller, I'm serious and you can trust me.
Great.
Any other questions about this?
No, that's it. Thank you though.
You're welcome. Okay, real-time market opportunities. This is the exciting part. So we're going to be sharing the moment something hits the market. There's going to be an email that goes out to both of us to make sure that we know. Because things are moving quickly, we don't want any delays in that process. So have you been looking on sites like Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com?
Zillow.
Okay.
Have the Zillow app on my phone.
I have the Zillow app too, and I love it. But the problem is there's a delay because it's what's called syndicated. So sometimes the delay is 4 hours, sometimes it's 24 hours, sometimes it's 48 hours, and worse, sometimes agents don't have the syndication set up, and so they have these listings that stay on the market and you see it and you fall in love with it and it's been sold for months.
Yeah.
So we want to avoid heartbreak and make sure that you're getting real-time information instantly, and I'll make sure when you leave today we have that set up.
Okay.
And then the priority access program. This one I get really, really, really excited about. After we find the buildings that you love, we have a process that we go through where we look for what's called an off-market property for you. Okay. So this is something that really helped our team grow in the area because when Keri, who founded the team, was growing up, she moved a lot and she lived in temporary housing a lot, including her senior year of high school. So she did not like that most real estate agents just kind of waited for something to come on. So she developed a program where as soon as you identify, and we'll do this today, we'll identify the buildings that you love. We'll go out and we'll door knock those buildings. We'll send letters to the buildings. We'll try and find the people who may be considering selling but haven't yet put the property on the market. Yes, it's amazing, and we even have an in-house team of 14 people that are just calling all of these potential sellers so that we can try and find a property for you where there's a little less competition because it's not on the market.
That makes sense.
It's an incredible benefit that we offer, and all of you can offer it too because everything I just said you can do. Okay? Now, if you're doing a lot of these, here's how I want you to talk about it. But if you're not doing a lot of these, you heard me reference the team, you reference your own situation and what makes you committed to providing a unique value for your client. But there's none of you that can't look at your database, that can't have a referral network with agents, that can't do marketing letters, door knocking, or circle prospecting. Not one of you, okay? So some of you leave this out. It's a mistake. Did you see how her eyes lit up when I'm like, these are all the things I do for you to find you a home? Very, very important. Don't leave it out. Okay, so one of the most amazing things about our team, Kat, is that we sold over 1,100 homes last year, and 30% of those sales were off market because of this process. So it's not like we've done it 1 or 2 times. We do it consistently and we're really good at it, and we're willing to work extra hard on your behalf to find the property for you.
Okay, wow, that's a lot of off markets.
Yeah, it is. And every time we do it, we're like, yes, we helped another buyer succeed. It makes us really proud of what we're doing. Okay, so today we'll try and find some of the buildings that you want us to start looking in. Now, interest rates affect your buying power. So when we were talking about the difference between an ARM and a 30-year fixed, we talked about this a little bit. Now, interest rates are still very low. Everyone's going, oh, interest rates are going up and they're so high. But they were 17%, 18% in the past, and they're still very low considering the full picture of the market. And so when you're thinking about how to imagine your payment compared to the sale price.
Okay.
Right? Remember when you were saying, oh, I'm qualified to about $450 before we talked to Thad?
Yeah.
For every $10,000 in your payment, it's about $55. For every $100,000, just to make it make sense, it's about $550. So as we're looking at properties, we may say, okay, the properties that we're seeing are ranging closer to $500. That's going to change the monthly payment by $275.
Yeah.
And we'll just back into your comfort zone and make sure that whatever we're looking at, you feel really good about what it's going to mean for your lifestyle in the future.
Okay.
Now, you already know this, but you are making the best decision buying now, especially in the DMV. So the values of homes have increased nearly 30% in the last 10 years.
I believe it.
Some of your friends, and I'm not trying to put salt in the wind, that made that commitment 2 years ago, they've already gained substantial equity. Right?
Yeah.
So we're going to help you make this decision, lock it in, and stop just throwing money away on rent. It's also projected to increase a lot because of Amazon, and I heard you mention that. And then all of the businesses that are coming as a follow-on, plus the government, we're just in an incredible market for investment. Okay, this one is one of my favorite things. So equity and the power of leveraged returns. So normally if you invest in a stock and you invest $10,000, you're making a return on that $10,000. But when you buy a house, let's imagine that you invest the $60,000 that you're thinking of investing in the property.
Okay.
You're making money on not just the $60,000. You're making money on the entire loan. So if your loan is $500,000, your return is on the whole $500,000, not just the $60,000.
Okay.
That's why most millionaires, most people who are very wealthy in the US, their wealth is created more times than anything else through real estate investments.
That makes sense. That makes
crazy.
sense. It's like the whole pie versus a portion of the pie.
Exactly. It's amazing. So when you look at what that means in this example, this is a $650,000 property with a 10% down payment. So $65,000, close to what you're putting down. The mortgage balance was $585. When you look at the total ROI on the cash investment and the amount gained, you see in the first year, it's $120,000 and 185% ROI. By the 20th year, it's $620,000. So for some Americans, they're working their butt off at work.
Yeah.
And then they're making more money per year in their house because of the gain.
Okay, that makes complete sense.
Pretty cool. I love this stuff. I help a lot of my clients, actually, you mentioned investing, and I help a lot of my clients do that even for a second or a third property in the area.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. So any of your friends that are really happy they bought 2 years ago that want to buy again, I can help them. Now let's talk about the team advantage. So you heard me talking about off-market properties, right?
Yeah.
And that we do that successfully. Well, if I were doing every component of the real estate transaction, it would be very difficult for me to do a good job finding off markets for you. Because I have this incredible team that supports me, I'm able to do a lot more. So I'll explain how their roles impact the process to get you a better deal and more properties. We have a team of client service specialists. They're the people who are calling all of the properties that we identify to try and find the seller. Okay. And then we have a marketing team, and they're helping with the research so we can send letters to the people who are in the buildings that might be ready to sell. We have an operations team. They make sure that all of the details are planned for, and they take a lot of the work off my plate that other agents are doing so I can give more of my attention to you and my clients that are buying a home.
Okay.
And then we have listing specialists, and they're meeting with the sellers all the time, and they're letting me know if there's a property that might hit the market that's exactly what you're looking for so we can get there first. Any questions about how this works?
No, I think it makes complete sense.
Okay, great. Now, proven results. We ranked the #1 team in the DC Metro for many years now. We helped last year alone 1,073 families buy or sell a home, and that was in 2021 alone. So we're very, very proud of that. also proud of the fact that even though we helped a lot of families, it's such a customized individual experience. Just like you're seeing today,
Yeah.
we meet you where you are. So whatever your questions are, whatever your fears are, I always want you to feel like you can share that with me, and then we'll figure out a plan.
That sounds really good.
Awesome. And then the other thing, and I think this is important, our agents do over 5 times the transactions as the average agent. And if you were going out and hiring a doctor, I'm guessing you wouldn't hire the doctor that did the operation 1, 2, 3 times last year.
No, that'd make me nervous.
You would want the doctor that's like, this is my job. I do this every day, and you're in great hands.
Yeah.
That's who you're hiring when you're hiring me, because I do transactions every month. I have my pulse on the market. I know exactly what's happening. I talk to agents every day to figure out how do we position you to make sure you get that condo for the best price.
Okay.
Okay? Charitable donations. So do you know Doorways for Women and Families?
I've heard of them. Yeah. Yeah, I've
Okay.
heard of them.
They're an incredible charity that helps women and children have a home when they're in a position where they've had domestic abuse or they've had a life-changing devastation, which with COVID, I mean, there was a lot of that, a lot of people displaced. And so a portion of all of our commission goes to support this organization. And we also give a portion of our commission if someone refers a friend or family.
I love that.
It feels really good to be involved in an organization like that where we're giving back. So do you have any friends or family? I know a lot of them already bought. Do you have any that are thinking about buying right now?
Not right now. I think most of them have been living in their homes for like over a year, and like they're pretty settled. But I can't think of anyone right now off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, most likely with what you're describing about your friends, they're going to be thinking about selling.
Yeah.
Some of them are going to be at the point where they're, getting married or getting pregnant, and they'll be ready for that. So I'd love to help them with that too.
Definitely.
Okay. Perfect. The other thing that we really like, we're not just real estate agents that at the end of the process, you move in your home and we don't see each other until you're ready to buy or sell again. We have client events every quarter, and they're really fun, and I really encourage you to come. We actually have a casino night that's coming up.
Oh.
We'll have hundreds of our clients, and you'll be able to pick their brain about what it was like when they bought and how they felt, and I'll introduce you to a couple of the first-time home buyers that just bought a home so they can tell you about the market today.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
And then we talked about a housewarming party. That's a lot of fun too. We'll actually invite all the neighbors. Some of our clients are like, I want the whole building to come. And some of our clients are like, can I just have my floor? I just want to get to know them. And then we have some inclusive perks too. We actually have a moving truck.
Okay.
So when you're moving out of your house, if you want to save a little bit of money, you can use our truck.
That's great.
We have one of those bounce houses for kids. I'm guessing you and your friends are not going to do the bounce house.
Maybe not.
Tables and chairs if you decide to have a party.
Yeah.
A lot of fun things that we do. All that we ask in return is for your loyalty. So do you feel confident that I'm the right agent to support you throughout this process?
Yeah, I really feel like we're a good match. It seems like you understand what's important to me. So yeah, I think it makes sense right now.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I'm excited to work together.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the HyperFast Show. I hope you took a few nuggets away from that you can execute in your business. Now I want to ask you, are you truly looking to scale your business? If you are, I offer free coaching, lower commission, revenue share, and stock awards for the agents that choose to partner with me at eXp. And I would like to personally be in your corner. That's right, I coach real estate agents to build teams. And as part of my organization with eXp, you get access to me personally. I'm there to help you grow your production in real estate, scale your team, create revenue share, which some of you may have skepticism about revenue share, but let me tell you this. In just 6 short months, I've been able to cap out the number of agents I need in my personal line. So now I'm only looking for a few more partners that want to grow something, and my time is going to be pouring into their success. If you can imagine this partnership benefiting you, I invite you to reach out to myself and my husband, Dan Lesniak. Send me an email directly, KeriShullTeam.com. I look forward to hearing from you soon.